What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your friendly neighborhood DJ of cheese, CJ here, and we're back with another Ark Survival Evolved video. And as you can probably hear, the battle music is in the background. What does that mean? Well, a T-Rex is below us, trapped, unfortunately for him, and we have the ability to fly now. Woo! Alrighty, so today we'll be looking at crossbows and how much damage they do. So in our inventory we have one level of each crossbow, if that makes sense. So you can see here we've got a regular primitive one, we have a regular ramshackle one, we have an apprentice crossbow, we have a journeyman crossbow, a mastercraft crossbow, and an ascendant crossbow. Now you can see each of these have a different weapon damage amount. So the regular primitive one has 100, the ramshackle has 121, apprentice has 150, 189 for the journeyman, 219 for the mastercraft, and we can't see the ascendant one, so we'll put that up here, and that has 246. So you can see that each time they get stronger and stronger. So today we'll be seeing how many trank arrows it takes to down a level 50 T-Rex, because as you know, or if you don't know, the amount of torpor damage you do coincides with the power of your crossbow. So pretty much, in other words, the stronger your crossbow, the more torpor damage you'll do. So this little guy here, well, this big guy, is our test subject, and he's currently feasting on something that I am not sure what he's feasting on. Are you feeling alright, mate? Alright, so he's just doing his little dance. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to count the amount of arrows it takes to knock this guy out with each crossbow level, and then we'll subsequently, that's the word I'm looking for, that was a big word, geez. Subsequently, we'll spawn in a new Rex every time we knock one out. Alrighty, so here we go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alrighty guys, and as you can see, he's now knocked out. So after, what, 298 to 258, that's what, 40 arrows, if my math serves correctly? So with regular primitive crossbow, it took 40 arrows to do 6,000, about 6,000 torpor, yeah. So that's not too bad. So now obviously we're going to go on to the next ones. So this is our ramshackle crossbow. We're going to spawn in a new Rex to tame, to knock out, sorry, not tame. And then we're going to see how he copes up with the crossbow. Alrighty, and we're back with our second test subject and our ramshackle crossbow. Alrighty, so here we go. We're at 258 trank arrows. Let's see how many it takes to knock this one out. And we're back, guys, and he's finally asleep. So after 32 arrows from the ramshackle crossbow, this guy is down with the same amount of torpor as the last one, 6,107. So far that was an 8 arrow difference between the ramshackle and the primitive. And let's take a quick look at its health. It's about 4,000 health, so yeah, it's about average health. Alrighty, so we're going to spawn a new one in, and we're going to start again with the Apprentice Crossbow now. Apprentice Crossbow, that's the one we're looking for. Alrighty, and I think we may have spawned in a faulty T-Rex. I think he's chasing his tail. He looks thoroughly confused with what he's doing. I'm not sure what he's doing. Whoops, that was our first arrow. That shouldn't have fired. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, so we're going to keep firing, I guess. Alrighty guys, and we're back, and as you can see there were a few missed shots, so there were 5 missed shots, so we're going to take that off the total count. So 225, which is what we had before, plus the 5, minus the 193, we get a total of, that doesn't seem right, 37 arrows? 37 arrows? Yeah, no, that doesn't seem right, considering we only had 32 with the Ramshackle, although we did give him a chance to get more Torpor, which kind of makes sense. Alright, so Apprentice and Ramshackle are pretty much the same kind of crossbows. I guess not much difference between... there's quite a big difference. Okay, anyway, we are now going to go back and we're going to spawn a new one in. And we are going to knock him out with the Journeyman Crossbow, which is in our 4th slot, which we have equipped now. There we go. Alrighty guys, and we first have to spawn our test subject in. As you can see, the one from earlier is still knocked out. The reason I haven't gotten rid of him is because I have to type in the whole command, which is up here, the whole spawn command in, to be able to spawn these guys in. And to be able to get rid of the bodies, I have to kill them, and that requires typing in another spawn command, and it's just a really big effort to try and do all that sort of stuff. So how's his Torpor looking? Yeah, he's right. We'll be right to tame the rest of these guys up. They're just going to have a dino pit full of unconscious T-Rex, which isn't sus whatsoever. Okay, so here is our next test subject, and not as cool as the last coloured one. Just to make sure, we'll make sure we're using our Journeyman one. Yep, that's the one we're using. 192 arrows. Alright, here we go. And that was a great way to start it off, missing the first shot. Alrighty, and the third last patient is down, and that took a total of 21 trank arrows to knock him out. So we're seeing a big difference between this one and the last one that we just used. His health is still pretty high, which is the main thing that I was worried about. His health dropping too low. But other than that, 21 arrows is pretty damn good if I say so myself. Alright, we're going to swap over to the Mastercraft Crossbow. And we are now going to spawn in our second last T-Rex. Alright, he is now spawned in, there we go. Oh, and it's mate boosted. Alrighty, so now we're going to see how many trank arrows it takes to knock this, I think it's a girl, this bad girl out. Alright, here we go. Oh, don't eat me please, I'm sorry. Please don't eat me. Alright, here we go. Alrighty, and we're back, and it's finally out, and strangely enough, after 27 arrows, this knocked out. I'm not sure if it's whether it's because it was mate boosted or what, but yeah, that's strange. So this took more arrows than the last crossbow we used, which was the Journeyman Crossbow. So far the Journeyman Crossbow is turning out to be the best crossbow. There is quite a big difference in between weapon damage as well between the two. So now we're going to jump over to the Ascendant Crossbow, and we're going to take a look at how many arrows we need to knock out the next Rex. Alrighty, let's spawn in the next victim. Alright, we've got a whole cesspool of Rexes over here. Alright, let's spawn it in. There we go. And oh, okay, here we go. Alrighty, Ascendant Crossbow time. Here we go. Alrighty, and we're back, and after 23 arrows, the next subject victim has been knocked out. So I'm thinking that because they're mate boosted, this is having something to do with their Torpor resistance, but based on what just occurred, I have to say that the Journeyman Crossbow is actually the best crossbow, because that took the least amount of arrows to knock something out. That took 21 arrows to knock a T-Rex out. So we're going with the Journeyman Crossbow now. Just out of curiosity, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our bird, and we are going to trank it ourselves. Alright, so we're going to chuck on our Ascendant Crossbow to begin with. Okay, you can see there it's got 0 out of 0. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to shoot it in the head. So that did, it's still climbing, here we go. So using the Ascendant Crossbow, we did 290 torpor damage. So we're going to wait for that to come down. So based off that 290 torpor damage, so let's just, we'll take a quick look at what, we're going to scrap all this because we don't need this anymore. Alright, so we're just going to take a quick look at what each crossbow does in torpor damage. So the Ascendant Crossbow did 290 damage, and I'll bring you guys back when its torpor is back to normal. Alrighty, so its torpor has dropped back down to 0. So we've got our Mastercraft crossbow out, just so you guys can see. You can see I'm pressing the square one. Alrighty, so 0 torpor. Let's take a look now. We're going to shoot him in the head. How much torpor did we do? Still climbing. So 250. So there's about a 40 difference. So there's about 40 torpor in between each crossbow. So the Ascendant did 290. The Mastercraft just did 250 torpor damage. So we're gonna. Oh wait. What is that? Oh, okay. I can whistle to follow that. Okay, I just found that out. That's cool. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we are going. Alrighty. So its torpor is dropping back down to 0, and we've got our Journeyman crossbow and Pelagonus that I didn't even know we had has magically appeared. So we're going to get rid of that as well because we don't know whose it is or where it came from. Alright, so its torpor is at 0 now, so we're going to shoot it with a Journeyman crossbow. So this was the best one that worked on the Rexes. It knocked them out the fastest. So we're going to see if it does the same amount of torpor damage as the Mastercraft and Ascendant one. Alright, here we go. Okay, wow. Holy moly. Why is the Journeyman crossbow doing so much more torpor damage? Okay, so that just did 670, I think it went up to torpor damage, whereas the Ascendant and Mastercraft only did 290 and 240. So for some reason, the Journeyman crossbow did so much more. I don't understand why though. Because if you look at the weapon damage, it's 189 and the Mastercraft is 219. That doesn't make sense, but wow, okay. So we don't need to continue the testing. The Journeyman crossbow is easily the best crossbow. So if you guys ever need a crossbow, okay, Slug, hello. Where did you come from? So if you ever need a crossbow, definitely go with the Journeyman one. For some reason, it's stronger than the Ascendant and the Mastercraft, which I'm not sure how is possible. But yeah, guys, that'll be it for this episode. Hopefully, you guys found this useful and helpful now, so you know to use the Journeyman crossbows instead of the Ascendant ones. Alrighty, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.